What's up, guys? It is Thursday, June 13th, 2024. That is the Bitcoin block height. Have you guys heard of Thomas Massie? He is a senator, Republican. He's based as hell. I mean, he's probably been my favorite senator outside of John Kennedy. I like Josh Hawley, too, and Rand Paul and Ted Cruz. Those guys are my favorites, just to name a few. But Thomas Massie is one of the most based patriot, America First senators you ever see. And he did something recently that has caught the eye of some people. He actually read a book that I've been telling you guys about, this book right here, The Bitcoin Standard. And this is what he had to say about that book.
I was actually listening to an audiobook by Saifedean Ammous called The Bitcoin Standard. And I'll warn anybody who wants to listen to that book, the first 80% of it is not about Bitcoin. It's about money and what is money, which I think is important to understanding Federal Reserve. And also, but he has to lay that down so he can explain what Bitcoin is, because you can't assume everybody knows what money was. And frankly, I learned some things or picked up some vocabulary that I didn't have about it there. And I was listening to that tape and I'm like, it is way past time to reintroduce a bill to end the Federal Reserve. And so I put it in the hopper and I thought, man, I may be the only one. Maybe I'll get 2 or 3 co-sponsors, but I don't care. This needs to be done. I got 24 co-sponsors. So the number of co-sponsors of the bill to end the Federal Reserve in 10 years has gone up 10x. Which is remarkable.
You know what they say, gradually, then suddenly. Now, let's keep it real. Do I think we're going to end the Fed tomorrow or next year? No. But with the Trump endorsement of Bitcoin,
crusade to crush crypto, we're going to stop it. I will ensure that the future of crypto and the future of Bitcoin will be made in the USA, not driven overseas. I will support the right to self-custody. To the nation's 50 million crypto holders, I say this with your vote. I will keep Elizabeth Warren and her goons away from your Bitcoin. And I will never allow the creation of a central bank digital currency.
Thomas Massie, Ted Cruz has already been on Bitcoin. If you haven't known about that, take a look at this.
China hates Bitcoin for the same reason Elizabeth Warren hates Bitcoin. Because they both want to control it. I'm a Bitcoin investor personally. I like Bitcoin for the same reason that the Chinese Communist government doesn't like Bitcoin. They don't like Bitcoin and they banned it because they can't control it. Bitcoin is clearly the alpha. They want a centralized ledger that the government has complete visibility into and complete control over. And I think that is profoundly dangerous. I don't want the government having control over your finances. And so I hope we see growing resistance to a CBDC. I think the analogy of digital gold is powerful, particularly when you have irresponsible politicians in Washington that spend money like drunken sailors, which is actually not fair to the sailors because at least they're spending their own money.
We have a lot of based America First senators that are all about Bitcoin. And I'm telling you, man, if you read the Bitcoin Standard, I've been talking about this since 2021 to read the Bitcoin Standard. Like he said, it's the first 80% is not even about Bitcoin. It tells you, it goes through the history of money. This is why I tell you study Bitcoin. It goes through the history of money, what's going on today, and how Bitcoin can fix these problems. It's the only solution that we have. So, especially in the digital world. Guys, we're 35 trillion in debt. Our backs are against the wall. Inflation is outrageous. I love when they tell us that inflation is only 3%. That's the rate of increase of inflation. It's still high as hell. You know what I mean? And the money printer is getting turned back on. And over the next year and a half, 2 years, it's going to be a lot of pain for a lot of people. So let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. And again, guys, you work your tails off for your money. You know that. And there's only one way to stop inflation. And not only stop inflation, but actually have your money be deflationary. There's only one way to do it. And I think you guys already know what it is. It's the best way to save. And for me, the only way to save. And that's Bitcoin. I love each and every one of you, and I'll talk to you soon. Peace and love, guys.